Welcome, where disagreements can turn to agreements. We bring you honest opinions and multiple viewpoints. Please enjoy today's episode of Behind the Wall.
Why does it feel like no matter how hard we work, life keeps getting harder? Welcome to Behind the Wall, and today's topic is the truth about the U.S. economy. So, many of y'all know a topic in the mainstream news is Palestine versus Israel. Now, why are these things so relevant? It's because they're at war. And what does the U.S. system do about this war? Fund. We fund this war. And we've been funding Israel since World War II, since they moved over there. Trump has approved $14 billion in military aid and weapons to Israel. I mean, he's spent $200 million on pro-Israel lobbies, pro-Israel interest lobbies. And I have these exact dates on when we were funding the Israel war. February 2nd, $7.41 billion we spent this on bombs, over 4,000 bombs. February 28th, $3 billion, again on bombs and bulldozers. May 1st, $4 billion. April 14th, $180 million. I mean, over 75 years, we've spent 300. Edit that. Over 75 years, we have spent $305 billion. That's 72% of that was spent on military, Israel military. I mean, we just keep giving them money, and I don't exactly know why. Because again, we're not only funding Israel, we're funding Qatar, we're funding Egypt, we're funding Israel. These are all places that we're giving money to. And these are not poor countries. Don't get it twisted. These are not poor countries. These are not countries that are struggling. People are famished. No, none of that. It's like, you're like, oh, we need allies in the Middle East. We can be allies. Doesn't mean I have to fund you. That's like, hey, my friend Adler, what's up, man? You want to be friends? Yeah, we can be friends, but you gotta give me $20 every time we hang out. I mean, does that really make any sense? Not really. I mean, that's really how I feel. I feel like the U.S. should be spending money elsewhere. And this kind of gets into my next topic, where we should be spending our money is in the school system. I mean, schools are one of the most important things. I feel like education is an important thing to a lot of people, and I agree with that. I think everything starts in the education system, where we learn all of our values, our education. Everything we know is pretty much through school. It's taught in schools. And I mean, not a lot of people want to be teachers anymore. You notice that? Like, no one's like, yeah, I want to be a teacher when I grow up. You know why? Because they're underpaid. And it shows. It shows that teachers are underpaid. I go into school and it's like, these teachers don't want to, like, learn. They don't want to teach us anything. Like, because they feel like it's not worth it. I mean, they're not. I'm not saying they don't teach you stuff. That's all I'm saying. But I feel like the morale could be more higher if we gave them more money. They'd be excited to teach. But no, I feel like they're not very excited to teach. Because they have to deal with these kids not making enough money. Just overall, they have a lot of issues. I mean, if we give teachers more money, people will want to be. If we pay teachers more, we will have more future teachers. Because, like, I feel like that's a lot of people. Oh, I would want to be a teacher, but, they don't get paid enough. How would I support a family? How would I buy a home? I mean, yeah, that sucks. And that's how I feel why we should be giving more money to the U.S. school system and teachers in general. Um, I asked ChatGPT, give me a around how much do all teachers make in the whole U.S. And it said around 230 million. I'm sorry, around 230 billion. Here's a lot of schools. There's a lot. That makes more sense. I'm sorry for that. Um, it's just like that's not a lot to other. Like if you go to a business office, I said, what is every CEO's, every lawyers? All these numbers are gonna be so much higher. They're gonna be so much higher than 230 billion. I mean, the teacher job is dying off. This is because we're using more. We're using more, website-based stuff. What's that famous? There's a good big one I used back during COVID. Edgenuity. I feel like all my assignments are on Edgenuity. A lot of my science stuff was on Edgenuity. And I just feel like there's more Delta Math. There's just all these programs that are coming into place. I want to stop and talk about this background. Yes, we have a new background. Space Kitties. Yes, Space Kitties. You can pick this up from Walmart for around $7. It's actually a comfy blanket. It's a blanket with space kittens on it if you want to see the whole thing. Look, there's like an upside down one. I thought change of background would be a little bit better. We still got the snowboard, of course. Yeah, we got computer this time. This all changes. Upgrading the system. We're moving up in the world. Okay, back on topic. I feel like we're overspending on military. You're like, military's important. Yes, it's important. But I will show you how much we spend on military and how it's ridiculous. And how we could be sending these, we could be putting it in other places. Maybe not such a strong military. I mean, if you put all your chips on one dog in the fight, and it loses, spread your chips out. Bet on multiple horses, You don't want to bet all on one horse. Or if that horse's leg breaks, then you ain't got no money. Don't put all your chips on one horse. I mean, people don't know how much we spend on the military, and it would shock most people. And I'm going to tell you, we spend annually around $997 billion on our military. That's triple what China spends. Which China, they're around 314 billion. That's triple. That is triple what a bunch of China. That's like the second highest paid military in the world. We triple that. I mean, what is all this money going to? Where is all this money going? We gotta follow the money. The USA, it's the number one most spent. We spend the most on our military in the whole world. And this fact is funny to me. USA is first, China second, and Russia's third. In the top 10 listings, besides the USA, top 10 military funding. Top 10 military funding. US is at the top. Then goes China, Russia. Besides the USA, if you add up all the remaining 9 in the top 10, it's around $981 billion. That's still less than what the U.S. spends. The top 10. So the other 9 countries still don't add up to what we spend on our military. 9 other countries still don't spend more than us on our military. And they're not small countries. I'm not talking about Hungary. I'm not talking about Poland. I'm talking about Bulgaria. I'm not talking about Venezuela. I'm talking about the biggest 9, the top 9 countries in the world on military. And it still doesn't add up to the U.S. That's just insane to me. That's a lot of money. I mean, most people get, where do they spend that money? I bet you couldn't tell me. Where's all that money go? How much tanks we buying? How much airplanes we buying? How much rockets we buying? I mean, if you had $1 billion in front of you, you wouldn't know what to do with it. You have no clue what to do with it. So, I mean, like, think of $900 billion. I mean, shit's expensive. I mean, I get it. I don't run the country. I bet it is expensive to run the country. I'm not saying that it's not. Going back over to China, we kind of rely on China to make our cheap goods. So if like another global disaster, a world war started, we would kind of be screwed. I mean, China would stop selling us stuff unless we became really good allies with China. Probably won't never happen in my lifetime. I mean, I don't see us becoming allies with China. I bet you don't either. I mean, we would pretty much be screwed if China stopped selling us, if there's a global disaster or a world war. Really, any major conflict, we'd kind of be done for. Because we rely on China to make all our goods so cheaply. I mean, and that's not their fault that they make stuff really cheap. I mean, it's probably better for us. We spend less. I mean, and that's why Trump is raising these tariffs, is so we stop relying on China. People start making more stuff in the U.S. He's trying to make it so it's cheaper to like build and manufacture stuff in America. That's a good thing. I like to keep my stuff American. You know, I love America. I love the U.S. with all its flaws. Flaws and all. Love it. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Except for maybe Switzerland. That's a nice country. I've been there. It's very nice. Very clean. It's a nice place. But I would still rather live in America. So we do need to start bringing factories back to the United States. If we start manufacturing stuff in America and start making it cheaper to manufacture stuff in America, we won't have any problems if we go to war, if a volcano erupts all over China. I'm talking big old storm flooding everywhere. We'd be fine. I mean, we wouldn't have to rely on anyone. I mean, I don't want to rely on any country. If I stop getting my stuff because we're at war with China, it's not very good. I mean, we can't go back to the gold standard. I mean, there is a lot of inflation. These tariffs cause inflation. And, well, we used to live off the gold system. If you don't know, the amount of, what was it, like an ounce of gold was equal to a U.S. dollar or something like that. It's ever how much the gold amount was, that's how much the U.S. dollar was. And we kind of switched off of that once we found all the gold and ran out of gold. Like, we are maxed out on gold. So we can't really... Now we switch off the gold standard and we start printing money. We just start printing money. Whenever I feel like it. I'm a government. I'm the U.S. government. I just print money whenever I feel like it. That's what causes inflation, is when people aren't making enough to... They print money, but people are still getting paid the same. So your dollar's less than $1. If I had $1 from 2005, it's probably not going to buy as much as $1 today. 20 years ago, the dollar was worth way more. Think of how much stuff you can get with $1. Please think for a second. What can you get with $1 right now? A Tootsie Roll? I mean, maybe a can of soda, if that. You can't buy a lot of stuff with $1 anymore. Everything's $3. Just make a $3 bill. What's the point of the dollar anymore? Because it's not like I'd rather have a $3 bill than three $1 bills. I mean, it's not like. I mean, cash is a dying currency. If you have cash, you're not making any money if you have cash kind of sitting there. Inflation's gonna beat the saving every time. If you save up $1,000 in cash, and if I put $1,000 into a bank and you put $1,000 under your mattress in cash, who do you think's gonna have more money in 10 years? Who's gonna be able to buy more stuff? It's not you. $1,000. But you also can't rely on a bank. That's how the Great Depression started. We kind of ran out of money. Banks shut down. They couldn't give all these people their savings. So, maybe don't trust the bank system. Maybe don't trust banks. Maybe do keep cash. Or you can just invest it yourself. I mean, there is always, like, the market might crash. But, I mean, like, how often is the market actually crashing? All the time. It does all the time. It's just gambling. It's pretty much just gambling. Fancy gambling. It's all trading is. All stocks is. Fancy gambling. I mean, the guy on Wall Street, they don't know what's going to happen. They can make predictions. They don't know exactly what's going to happen to the stock today, tomorrow, yesterday, Friday, next week, next month, next year, next 5 years. They don't know. So, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I mean, over the past 40 years, the U.S. economy has grown massively. If you think about it, like, we have grown as a country very fastly, very broadly. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying I'm going to sit here. I am just sitting here shitting on the, U.S. economy. Because maybe it's not the best thing. There's some flaws. I love the flaws. I love the perfection of it. I mean, there's flaws, there's perfection. There's a gray area. I mean, not everything's perfect. It's impossible to be perfect. You can never draw a perfect circle, no matter how many times you try. Never drawing a perfect circle. I mean, with this growth from the U.S. economy, this growth, I mean, it comes, inflation. It causes all these problems. Fixes some problems, causes some more problems, like housing. Do you plan on owning a home in the future? It's going to be a lot harder than it was 20 years ago, 40 years ago, when your parents bought your house. It was, a lot cheaper, a lot easier. Inflation wasn't really a big of a thing back then when people were buying houses. I mean, back in the day, around the 80s, the average home, like a nice home, was like $100K, $100,000. Now, it's $400,000 to $600,000. I mean, I don't know. You probably find a nice middle class home for $600,000. The housing just keeps going up. I don't know how we're gonna fix this. I mean, it kind of like apartments aren't a good thing. I'd rather have a bunch of homes and apartments, but the landlord doesn't care. The construction company doesn't care. The U.S. doesn't care. They want more profit. If you have more people living in apartments, you can make more money. You make more money if people live in apartments than a home. You have a bunch of families in an apartment, you only have one family in a home. I mean, so they don't really care. They're making money hand over fist in apartment complexes. They charge rent whatever they want because people can't buy a house right now. Go buy a house. Oh, I can't. I don't have enough money. Yeah, then you're going to have to stay in my apartment. Also, like, healthcare. Healthcare is ridiculous. I mean, if you don't have health insurance, it's costly. I mean, people are like, oh, free Medicare, free, like other places, they have free doctors, and, you don't have to pay all this crazy amount of money to see the doctor, Because I've been coughing for 2 weeks. I don't know what's wrong. I'm coughing. Doc, what's wrong with me? Oh, you got a stomach flu. I don't know why you came in here. Cough over $400. Thanks, Doc. Just, you know, you gonna slap me in the face with that? Does it come with something else? I mean, you tell me I have a stomach virus or the flu, you know, you're gonna fuck me too? I mean, I don't get it. Sorry for that. I mean, you can also see it in education, you know, tuition's been going up, you know. What you paid for college back in the day is not the same today. College tuition is expensive. People have FAFSA, people have scholarships, they rely on this to get a degree. They go into debt to get a degree, you know. So I mean, that is just part of it. I mean, a lot of people go into debt to get a college degree because everyone's like, "Oh, you need a college degree. You need this, you need that. You know, you want a steady job, go get a degree. If you want a steady job, go get a degree. Doesn't matter what your degree's in, just go get a degree. Go get it in gender studies." Pfft, what of a joke. If you get a degree in gender studies, I'll slide you $5 when you're homeless. You know, I'll see you begging. If you write on your sign, I took gender studies, I have a degree in gender studies, and you're on the side of the road begging for money, I'll give you some money. I will give you money. I'll give you $5 and a dime if you just admit that your gender studies degree is useless. Basket weaving. You have a better career in getting a basket weaving degree. So, I mean, people go in debt to get a degree. I mean, there's nothing you really figure. You can't really go against it. That's why so many people are going into trades. So many people are going to community college. It's so much cheaper. Like, oh, so much cheaper. I can go be a welder instead of, you know, getting a degree in gender studies. Or getting a degree in mathematics. You want to be an engineer. That's a good job. For business, good job. Education. You know, you want to be a teacher. Support you. There's also been a decline in unions. I mean, people don't really notice that, the decline in unions. People got better wages when there's a union to support them. So, I mean, there's like a union for everything back in the day. The teachers' union, you know. I don't know why I keep saying you know, or you get me. Because maybe you don't. Maybe you disagree with everything I'm saying. And that's fine. I don't care if people disagree with me. I'll talk to them about it. I don't really like to argue, but I'll talk to you about it. If you're ready to have a civil, you know, debate without getting yelling and shit, just keep calm. I'll talk to you all day. Maybe you might teach me something. I might teach you something. I don't know. You know. Let's see what else I got on my notes. This was a good episode. I did like talking about the U.S. economy because, you know, we keep funding places that don't need funding. Military, Israel, you know. Netanyahu. Is that how you say Benjamin Netanyahu? He's just all over Trump's dick, bro. He loves it. Keep giving me money. We need it. We're helpless over here. You know, keep sending us bombs so we can turn this whole place into rubble. Why did Netanyahu, have to give a statement? Because there's a conspiracy theory that, you know, Israel and the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. He was like, who came up with this crazy crazy story that we killed Charlie Kirk. There was just no, like, with that something so ridiculous. It raises more eyebrows when you have to make a public statement about that you didn't kill Charlie Kirk. I mean, poor Charlie Kirk, man. He got fucking shot. That sucks. I mean, I feel for him. I don't feel for him. Like, I obviously haven't been shot before. But that was a sad way to go, over opinion, allegedly. We will go into this, maybe on a later episode. We'll do a little deep dive into Charlie Kirk's death. So maybe some people don't believe what media is telling us, You can't trust everything mainstream media tells you. Operation Mockingbird. The U.S. controls all mainstream media. Keeps us divided. We're close to a civil war. When we can't agree, we disagree so much on opposite sides. We start splitting like they did back in colonial times over the slaves. People were like, keep slaves, get rid of slaves. We divided. The North won. South perished. South still thrives. I've never met, like an angry Southern woman. I feel like most people in the South are very happy. You go up to New York, is like, I'm walking here. Hey, jerk off. Get the fuck out of the road. That's how all New York people speak. And New Jersey people. Oh, New Jersey people. I can't stand them. They're so nasty. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. I don't really like New Jersey people. They're very rude people. It's a nasty place. Jersey Shore. Yeah, I love the Jersey Shore. This dirty water. Just rambling on. I've just gone completely off script. What we're talking about economics. I'm talking about the Jersey Shore. I mean, I'll summarize what we went over today, so y'all can take this and go talk to your fellow classmates, coworkers, parents, teachers, principals, bosses, citizens. I mean, this is pretty much what I wrote about my script today. The U.S. economy is producing massive wealth, but not reaching everyday Americans. We spend nearly $1 trillion on the military, while teachers, housing, healthcare, and education are all underfunded. Wages haven't kept up with rising costs. Jobs have moved more people overseas, and corporations prioritizing profits over people. If we have a stronger, fairer economy, it's time to rethink our priorities and invest in the people who keep our country running. Not the people overseas, people who keep our country. Hard-working U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens keep this world alive. Who comes in every time to save Europe's ass in every world war? We do. I love America. I mean, it's a great country. People are like, oh, I hate America. Move away. Move away if you don't like America. I love America. I'm a U.S. citizen. So if we just keep our funding in America, we're on a steady roller coaster, become a better country. And if we stop funding unneeded areas that need funding and help the U.S. citizen, I mean, it's harder and harder every day to be a U.S. citizen, but we'll get through it. We will find our way and we'll get through it. We're richer. I love this quote. I don't know. I couldn't find who actually wrote this quote. We're richer than ever, but why does it feel like we're falling behind? Maybe it's time to rethink where our money really goes. Again, I don't know who quoted this. I found this quote online. I was like, I like this quote. Maybe it's time to rethink where our money goes. We got to get people thinking. That's why I starting this podcast. Get people start thinking, you know? You can disagree with me, but you're still thinking about it. I like people. When you stop thinking, if you just listen and don't think, that's when my English teacher, she says, use it or lose it. Use your brain or lose it. If you just keep listening all the time and you don't think for a second, maybe this doesn't sound right. Always trust your gut. Your gut's is a lot right a lot of the time. So, I mean, God bless America. Let's start raising awareness to get funding back into the U.S. and not in China, not in Israel, not in Egypt. We can be allies. I'll be allies with you. I'll be your friend, but I'm not paying you to be my friend. And that's just going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys, everyone, for watching. Thank you for my editor, Michael. Thank you for the people who supported me, who subscribed, the people in the last video that watched it. Thank you to everyone. I love running this show. It's the second episode. There's many more to come, so if y'all stay tuned. I'm trying to get 1 or 2 a week. Yeah, no, it's all based on if I find a topic, if I find all this, if my editor works, if he feels like working once in a while. He does a good job, though. Yeah, I don't know how to edit nothing, so I kind of have to rely on him. So thank you, Michael. And again, thank you, Hatham, for coming up with the name. My good friend Hatham. Great man. Came up with the name Behind the Wall. I really got to start bringing a water bottle. My God, my throat is dry. But it's just part of the job. I like talking about this. So if I have to go with a dry mouth for 20, 30 minutes, that's fine. Because if I need to get my information out there, we get it out there. So that's wrapping up today's episode. Thank y'all for watching. Boom, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and maybe we're gonna see if I can start getting other people on the show, like not co-stars, but like features. I don't really featuring other people, in my school, just like my friends or people that I know that want to talk on the show. So I think next time we will have a special guest. That's the special guest. We will have a special guest hopefully next time. If we don't, that's all right. And again, thank you for watching my video. Good night.